confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus, Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Y'all black females out here, y'all don't understand the struggles of being a black man out here in America and not knowing whether or not you gonna make it home to your children every night because of the police gunning you down.
But don't y'all be out here gunning each other down?
Okay, but we ain't talking about that.
Well, don't y'all be rapping about killing each other in music?
We ain't talking about that either. We can talk about killing each other in rap music, but we don't like the police killing us. Stay on subject, woman.
You brought up your kids. Tyrone, you don't even see your kids.
And then, I be trying to see my kids. You know my baby mamas be tripping because I don't want to be with none of them, so they be holding my kids from me. You know that.
Okay, but your baby mama saying you don't get them no child support either.
Okay, but I still be going out my way to try to see them.
They live 5 minutes from my house, Tyrone.
That is out my way, woman. See, y'all, that's why we don't like y'all black women's mouths. Y'all run y'all mouth too much. Y'all always bringing up stuff that's irrelevant.
Well, was you cheating on me irrelevant?
I only cheated on you 10 times. You act like I do it every day, bruh. See, that's why we date women of other races, man.
Hey, boos, hey. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Woman Exodus. How are y'all doing? And like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please comment in the comment section. Say what's up to me in the chat. Let me know that you all are listening. Also, when you have a moment, please do me a favor and follow my backup channel. It is called LexX. That is LEXEX. And you'll also see the link in the description below. Also, when you have a moment, please follow me on all my socials. You can find me at Lexus Exodus everywhere. That includes Facebook and Instagram. Also on TikTok, even though they tried to cancel your girl, I'm back. So please take a second and follow me on my social media platforms. I'd love to see you guys over there. This is another installment of my series called the Blackistan Zoo, where we profile the dusty derelicts, crazy creatures, and animals in Blackistan. Tonight, I want to address the Blackistan Panderer. And shout out to little patron Ray Ray who shared this idea. And this is an incredible idea. I wanted to discuss this particular issue because the Blackistan Dusty Panderer is a clout chaser. He is a brown noser. He is self-hating. He's usually a colorist. He usually is a texturist, a featurist. He's typically a misogynoirist. So he hates Black women, point blank, period. But he will publicly pander and put on this fake persona like he loves Black women for clout so that we're fooled in order to gain our financial support. Okay, so I'm doing this show to expose the pandering dusty so that Black women can do better, because I notice that we have a documented history of supporting these dummies who don't genuinely support us. So I'm going to expose him tonight. Okay, so now that we know the profile of your panderer, let's get into several examples. So I want to talk through this first panderer, Big Sean, who had recently went on record saying that Black women are the closest things to God. And he was dragged because Black women understood and quickly recognized that he was just brown nosing. And he was just simply doing this for brownie points because he has new music coming out and he wants our support and our money. So let's watch him saying this and then let's talk through.
By the way, women are magical. You know what I'm saying? Black women, I feel like, are the closest thing to God. You know what I mean? Y'all be creating life, and you know, it's funny how this doctor broke it down to me. He was like, we all come out of a black hole, just like how the universe was birthed. You know what I mean? And it's really deep when you get down to it to that level. So being around women, especially Black women and talent like that, it's a pleasure for sure. By the way, women are magical.
And look at her just cheesing and smiling at the end. She just has a big old Kool-Aid smile because he's hooked her hook, line, and sinker. She's fell for this bull crap. Well, thankfully, the collective of Black women didn't fall for this bullish. We didn't fall for this pandering. He got dragged by Black women on Twitter for pandering like this. I saw all sorts of responses to this. So, of course, the Nignogs acted dumb. They were talking about, oh, well, he just said something positive, trying to uplift Black women. How could y'all drag him for this? But it's like, if Dusties don't know how to do anything else, they know how to gaslight. They know how to gaslight and deflect and deny. Like, nigga, if you're buttering me up simply because you're on Essence promoting your album that's about to drop, keep your effing compliments to yourself. Because we know you're white worshiping. You think white men are your God, and that's why you worship your citric women that white men create. We know that he's historically, I think he's still in a relationship actually with Jani Aiko, which is a preference, a biracial preference. Also, I think he dated Ariana Grande. He also dated who's the poor girl who passed away, who drowned in a lake. He dated her as well. She was a white woman. It's like, leave us alone. Leave us in our pockets alone, Dusty. Because y'all have been pedestalizing non-Black women for years. So please continue to do so, especially when it comes to your album releases. They're relying on you Black women in order to feed them and their families. And y'all think Black women are stupid. Y'all don't understand, though, that the average Black woman consumer with expendable income who can afford to buy ish like this is very highly educated. So she's very astute. She's not dumb. It's 2022, so we see right through you, Nignog. We have divested spaces here. We have BWE spaces growing rapidly and appearing left and right. So we're not falling for the okey doke any longer. So save all that pandering, Big Sean. You need to reach out to your preferences and ask for them to buy your album. Okay. And here's my thing, a preference is a preference. Who cares what these Dusties like? My thing is, don't come ass kissing Black women. Don't come trying to butter us up. Don't come brown nosing us when you want our coins and when you want access to our dollars. Stay over there. You know what I mean? It's not genuine. Unfortunately, we didn't fall for this Dusty pandering Nignog. Okay, so let's get to this next panderer that went viral recently, Joe Budden, who recently decided to ass kiss Black women after struggle podcasters Fugly and Fuckboy went viral last week for denigrating Black women. Okay, so let's pull up this post. So, and if you're not privy to what happened last week, some dusty ass, bum ass, lame ass podcasters went viral for denigrating Black women, degrading them, calling them derogatory names. And so here we have dusty ass Joe Budden pandering and pretending like he actually cares and is concerned about Black women and coming to their defense. So Joe Budden writes, now, I don't normally do the repost another pod thing because one, I just don't, and two, some stuff just doesn't deserve to be highlighted, but today I'll make an exception. I don't know these two doofs, but they don't get to do this. Too ignorant, inexperienced, insecure, fragile, and weak for this stale gimmick to not be seen through. Black women are everything, especially beautiful. He puts especially in all caps. Every kind of beautiful, too. So to hear this from them, LOL, it's laughable. But it's not. It's not y'all don't date Black women, fam. Black women won't date y'all. I can tell he puts in parentheses, yeah, he's laying it on thick, y'all. So you harbor this hate and base opinions off as if you've been outside long enough to even know yourself and y'all are angry about it, just not angry enough to not use them. These idiots know most podcasts can't get off the ground or gain any traction without love or hate from Black women. Both act as fuel. This is nothing more than a cheap, tasteless heave at a payday. The words don't match the actions. If you hate them, do it without them. Skip the topic. Don't have them as guests. You clearly don't know how to host them. Don't cater combo toward them. I'm sorry, this is long. This Dusty has a big mouth, and this post is endless. It's almost over with, though, so bear with me. Say no to every dollar, view, like, download, subscription generated directly or indirectly by them. then I'll believe you. This is just pure laziness amongst other things. If you can't find a funny, creative way to be inclusive or discuss dating, then go back to the drawing board. I'll skip the lecture on self-hatred and just be glad they make it so easy to spot. And lastly, yes, we love Shaniqua and Buquisha. LaKenya is a personal favorite. Child, throw the whole nigga away. Throw the whole nigga away. This is pandering. And it's so interesting that he talks about it. So niggas will tell you about themselves. Dusties will tell you the truth about themselves if you let them talk long enough. He even says himself that you won't gain any traction or any success without the love or hate from Black women. So this is him trying to garner and ask his Black women to garner our love, to gain traction and to gain clout off of us. So this is what he's doing. And here's my thing with Joe Budden. This fool is coming out on record talking about, oh, Black women are beautiful. Black women are amazing. We love Shaniqua and Buquisha, he says, which just makes me want to vomit. But meanwhile, this is the mother of his children, a spicy Latina. Okay? There's more. This is his ex, Caitlin Garcia, another spicy Latina in my Paris Milan voice. Here's another one of his ex preferences as well, a Dominican woman. You see what I mean? It's like, come on, y'all. You know, and one of my highly requested videos was how do I go about vetting men? And I really took my time with, you know, releasing that video and creating it and putting it even on the Patreon. I was dragging my feet because I'm like, well, this is just common sense information. You know what I mean? Like, this is common sense. I don't really think the large majority of Black women need information like that. Black women don't need a video to tell you common sense things like, hey, make sure his actions align with what he's saying. You know what I mean? But here's my thing. Things like that aren't really that common. They just aren't, especially with Black women. We're not taught to critically think and to hold these men under a more critical microscope. We're just taught just to go for the okie doke. And so I understand, you know, now why that was one of my most highly requested videos, because incorporating that type of critical thinking process when it comes to dating is not our forte, especially when it comes to dusties, you know. Otherwise, why would so many Black women be falling for what Joe Budden says? So if you look at the comment section, they're praising this man for these surface level compliments. I'm talking about Buquisha is beautiful, even though in his actions and his actual behavior in his real life, he does not. He clearly dislikes Black women. His preference and what he prefers to date and what he pedestalizes and what he worships are quote unquote exotical looking women. Okay. And so the comments were inundated with Black women just throwing their panties at Joe Budden, even though this is clearly surface level pandering for financial support and clout from Black women. And like I said, actions speak louder than words. You know, him saying, oh, Black women are beautiful, they're incredible. It's just him pandering and brown nosing to get our support. Otherwise, we'll see him choose Black women as dating choices, and his actions in the real world would align with his words. He wouldn't just be saying this online. You know what I mean? So when you look at my real life, I wish I could be more transparent with you guys, but of course I can't because I have to protect my professional life and I have to protect my family. But if I did, you would see my actions align with what I'm preaching and with what I'm saying online. I'm not just spewing, you know, things to make you guys feel good. I'm being very real, and I'm everything that I promote, I practice. So anyway, as a matter of fact, the only Black woman I remember him dating is Esther Baxter. So let's pull up her picture. Beautiful Black girl, phenotypically Black, absolutely gorgeous. But I remember everything, although the internet forgets, I remember everything. And I remember vividly years ago, her opening up and talking about how badly Joe Budden mistreated her. And so I want to share this clip with you guys that came out in 2011 that shows Esther detailing how abusive Joe Budden was to this Black woman and how he even sat on her stomach in the past, causing her to miscarry. So trigger warning, this is a difficult clip that may be triggering to some. So if you're sensitive to content about DV, then please proceed with caution.
Did you really have a miscarriage? Yes, I did. I had a miscarriage as a result of some actions that he decided to take.
So what were those actions?
I mean, we were having an argument. We were having an argument about inappropriate behavior on Twitter, him being inappropriate with other women on Twitter. Basically, I mean, we got into an argument, and he, kind of just went into a rage and started throwing my stuff down the stairs, my clothes and shoes and everything down the stairs. He's telling me to get out, and I just went into another room and just closed the door, locked the door, and he didn't like that. He came over and kicked the door down, came into the room, grabbed me by my ankles and yanked me out of the bed multiple times, and just basically ended up choking me so I couldn't breathe, slamming me up against the door, like in the closet doors. I told him that if he didn't stop, I was going to call the police. So in an attempt to grab my phone from me, he threw me on the floor, wrestling with me, and ended up just throwing me on my back and grabbing me by my wrist and sitting on my stomach for half an hour while I was 3 months pregnant.
So I hemmed you up, wasn't what I aimed for.
Woo! So that's triggering to me. That is very triggering to me because that's awful. He sat on this pregnant black woman's stomach for a half an hour, causing her to miscarry. That is just awful. That's just disgusting. And she even, for those of you who may just, say, oh, well, this is alleged, she may have just been seeking clout. She actually shared receipts. So here are the pictures that she shared documenting the abuse. And she even shared the police report that shows that she actually called the authorities on him as well. So we see that she's very bruised up. Look, I mean, her ribs, I mean, her entire side is covered in bruises. We also see her chest. We see the strangulation marks where he choked her as well. So this is how Joe Budden feels about Black women. You know what I mean? So again, the panderer will pander publicly to Black women. He'll talk about how much he loves Black women. He'll talk about how much he appreciates them, how beautiful they are. But behind closed doors, this is what he really thinks about you Black women. Okay? And it's so interesting because contrastingly, his preference, Sin Santana, his baby mama, had this to say about him.
Like us, she and I.
Y'all can keep the Puerto Rican man. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good on a Puerto Rican man too.
What does that mean, Sid? I do black eyes all day. Sorry.
I did the Spanish too.
I did the Spanish thing. Doesn't work out for me. I'm good.
Why? What's wrong with guys that are Hispanic?
I don't know. I think they're too emotional. You don't think?
Yeah, they're very overly possessive.
They are the Puerto Ricans. Oh my god! Why are you breathing so hard now?
What?
Why are you breathing? Time for you fucking Puerto Ricans.
Like why he got so close to you in that picture?
Yeah, but they're controlling.
Hispanic men are very possessive though.
Hispanic men are way more possessive, and black guys cater to us Spanish girls, especially. Like they, you know what? Let me not even get into.
She's gonna get herself in trouble now. The black girls, yeah.
I didn't mean it like that, but black girls gonna take it personal.
You'll be like,
No, but I'm good. I'm done with the puppies.
Okay, so Esther Baxter, the one who was carrying his child, the beaten and bruised one of the only Black women he's publicly dated, says she got beat on to the point that she miscarried. Meanwhile, his non-Black spicy Latina that he dated said that she's worshipped by these fools. Okay. And I want to say that with a disclaimer. So when these preferences talk about receiving preferential treatment, we know that that's surface level. That's just fetishization. That's just them being pedestalized. But it's surface level. It's fake. It's faux pedestalization. Because if these men really worship non-Black women as much as they claim they do, Joe Budden would have married this woman. He would have put a ring on her finger instead of simply turning her into a baby mama. But even then, we don't see Sin Santana talking about being abused or victimized like Esther did. We simply don't. And this is what I mean when I say Black women have to be more critically thinking. Don't fall for the surface level pandering and be swooning after these fools just release a few tweets. They're trying to garner your support. You know, they know that there's money. You can monetize Black women. You can monetize our support and our love for you. So you need to look at these men's actions, okay? So if they don't genuinely uplift and support you, both in public and in private, then don't support them. Because what Joe Budden did, that was just pandering. That was just...
Shout out to my exes.
Hey, y'all. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. If you didn't know already, Black women are beautiful. Black women are intelligent and incredible. Black women are phenomenal and make great wives and mothers.
I want to speak to your manager.
Black women should be respected and deserve to be loved.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Black women deserve to be treated like human beings at least. Listen, guys, if you're like me, you are so tired of your favorite Black female content creators getting harassed by the trolls, silenced on social media, and censored by YouTube. We work so hard to stand up for Black women, and although YouTube allows us to be regularly berated, ridiculed, and degraded by dusties every day on the platform, as soon as we say one word to clap back, we're threatened with channel violations and are told to be silent or we will have our platforms removed. The biased algorithms, inconsistently enforced policies, and persistent trolling on YouTube is unacceptable and needs to stop. If you agree, meet me over on my Patreon, where you will be able to access completely raw, unfiltered, exclusive Lexus Exodus content. You will be able to access uncut, uncensored, and ad-free content, 2 bonus videos a week, access to the private Discord community, and much, much more. So meet me over on the Patreon at patreon.com/LexusExodus. The link is also in the description below.
Shout out to my exes.
Okay. So I also came across this next post that was very fitting that YouTuber Chrissy recently shared of Maxwell, who was also a panderer engaging in this behavior to garner the support of Black women. So let's pull up this post. Okay. So let's see if I can make it bigger. So Chrissy says, Black women should be aware of these men's history when men like Maxwell try to come and pander to us. I believe people can change, but they also lie about changing, especially in the entertainment industry. And Black women forgive too easily, in my opinion. I agree. It's impossible to identify and or cancel every anti-Black woman public figure, but I may bring back this list in 2022. That way we can have a document to reference before we decide to extend our support to someone. Okay, so she shares this post of Maxwell, an old post that shows this picture of this melanated, beautiful chocolate Black woman that Maxwell posted a few years back that says, roses are red and chocolate is you. Okay. So he's talking about chocolate women pretending to uplift them and support them. But in real life, this is who he really dates. Okay. So we'll pull up the pictures of the woman that he's been romantically linked to. We see this white woman, several white women. We see racially ambiguous women here. Let's see. You know, and it's so funny because the Manosphere, Nick Noggs will say, oh, where's Waldo? You guys talk about, you know, these white men divested women are with, but where are they? Well, let's play a game of let's find the black women, the phenotypically black women that you all pretend to like for our coins. We won't see virtually any. See, like, look at this. You know, all of these women that he's pictured with, being romantically linked with, dating, are Eurocentric looking women. I think I saw one black girl up here. But do you see what I mean? Like he's sitting here posting these pandering posts about how he loves chocolate. Meanwhile, he doesn't in his personal life, he's never romantically been linked to an Afrocentric looking woman. And here's my thing. Date who you want. We don't give a damn. Just don't pander to us because you want black women to continue to pay your bills, Dusty. You know? And here's my thing. We know that Becky is not going to a Maxwell concert. She just isn't. Like, when's the last time you've heard a white woman say, oh, did y'all hear that new Maxwell album? No. When's the last time you've seen one of them at one of his concerts? You know, they're not going to a Maxwell concert. It was black women who were blasting A Woman's Worth in songs like Pretty Wings by Maxwell years ago. White people don't F with these fools like that. And I want you guys to remember this type of behavior, black women. Like Chrissy said, in 2022, we got to stop being so forgiving. You know, we got to stop showing blind support and loyalty to men who do not support or uplift us. Most of these fools don't really even try to pretend to love black women. So they might post a tweet, brown nosing and kissing ass towards us, but they've been pedestalizing and worshiping non-black women for years. Okay. And they're not shy about this at all. So I don't know why we're surprised. They openly talk about, you know, their colorism in their music. They openly have racially ambiguous exoticals in their music videos. So let's look at Maxwell's old music videos just to illustrate this point. So look who his love interest is in Pretty Wings. And I can't play much of this, obviously, because I don't want to get a strike. But look at this white woman. You know, look at who he's promoting the image of. Look at who he's uplifting. This vanilla white woman, I don't see any chocolate. I don't see any chocolate. Meanwhile, he's talking about how he loves chocolate, and I see a white woman. Let's see. Let's look at this next video. This one is Lifetime. Let's look at this next love interest. Another white woman. Another Becky. A blonde hair, blue-eyed Becky, too. Child. He didn't even go to our spicy mail and get these girls who like the blackfish. He got basic Becky in his music video. See what I mean? So these niggas don't even try to hide it, who they actually uplift and who they actually promote the images of. We just have short-term memory as a collective and are too forgiving, just like Chrissy said. You know, we just recently started saying things like black girl magic and things like, oh, your melanin is popping, and started appreciating 4C hair. And Dusty see that as trendy. You know, they're trying to hop on trends. They're opportunists. And they're like, okay, well, there's a coin in supporting black women. And, you know, they know that we're the niggas with the money in this community. So they want to play that superficial pandering bullish. And guess what? I ain't going, and you shouldn't either, black woman. Okay, so let's get into this last notorious panderer, Nick Cannon, talking about colorism and how he's working to change to make darker women more visible. Y'all, I can't.
Matthew Knowles.
Yeah.
I just interviewed him recently. And
OG.
Yep. He has a new book out about colorism.
Yeah.
And he pointed out something kind of interesting because he's a professor at a university in Texas.
Right.
He teaches music business classes and so forth. He had his students do a research project.
One of my artist management class, I challenged him to do some research about 3 years ago. And the research was to go back 15 years and from a colorism perspective, show me at pop radio the number of black women that were of high complexion and the number of black women that were of dark complexion that got airplay. And again, this is from a research perspective. I've since learned that the common public don't understand the difference of research versus emotional. So the comments I made on the book about racism is really based on factual data. And when you look back at the charts at Top 40 Radio, you'll see that the black women that have been successful with airplay were all of light complexion.
Ooh. I'm going to switch that up. I'm going to personally change that.
You know, let's talk about Mariah.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what he's saying.
Let's talk about Kehlani. Let's talk about his own daughter, Beyonce, and Solange.
Yeah.
And back in the day.
Say you just said 15 years?
15 years.
Well, now I guess you can you say SZA?
SZA's, yeah. Okay, that's one.
Yeah.
She's fairly brown skinned.
Yeah. I'm trying because I feel like the melanin wave is taking over and people want to see that.
Well, but think about it now.
But now maybe before the last 2 years.
Did SZA actually hit the charts though? Or was she more of an underground kind of?
I think. Well, it depends what you believe the charts are, because now even the beauty of streaming and making everything a more even playing.
Did she have a top 10 hit?
That's a good question.
See what I'm saying? Now you could look at Lauryn Hill, but
that's what I'm saying. Lauren is
that happened longer than that was like 20 years ago.
But I feel like the next Lauren
Aretha Franklin's happened a long time ago.
I think that next wave is on its way, and it's funny like.
But do you see what I'm saying? You see when you actually think about it?
Yeah.
You know, Whitney Houston was a little bit longer, and he was talking about how what's the name of Clive Davis kind of tried to lighten her a little bit in her presentation and stuff like
made
that.
Her more pop. Man, I'm trying to think. Other than SZA, it has to be someone else that's out here cooking.
This is what I'm saying. There really isn't.
Shouts out to SZA.
Yeah. But she's kind of like the only one. And yeah, if you really think about it, every light-skinned, like every female
Remy
artist, she don't hit the charts.
I mean, all the way up. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Rhapsody did her thing, but didn't really. This is what I'm saying is that
you make a good point, Vlad. Like we got to change that.
The machine isn't really pushing. It's not really having to do with the talent level. Really.
Yeah,
it's really like these people are not seen do not appear as being as marketable
100%.
as their light skin and white
100%.
counterparts.
That's the systemic issues again. That for whatever reason we've been taught that light is right. We're drawn to the straight, even the idea of the straight hair, and you know the complexionism that goes on is again it's this hierarchy system. There was this. It's sad that we can't just be in a society that one, regardless of the shade, but even that the darker complex. Like to me at this point, I'm more fascinated by darker skinned women.
Oh my gosh. Stop saying we, Nick. Stop saying we. Niggas love to project. Just say I'm white worshiping in a colorist and go, Nick. That's why every girl we see him with is a racially ambiguous woman. You know, like stop it. Your harem of baby mamas are all non-black women. One of y'all even said something really funny the last time we watched a Nick Cannon video. Y'all mentioned how Nick always talks this hotep talk about Eurocentric standards. And he'll say how he got all these illegitimate fatherless kids because monogamy is Eurocentric. That's a Eurocentric concept. Marriage is a Eurocentric concept. And they were like, yeah, you against everything being Eurocentric except when it comes to the women that you lay down with. Like, just hogwash, just pandering. He's talking about he's going to change colorism. Even Matthew Knowles talking about he's going to challenge colorism and how much of a problem it is when, you know, they are notorious colorists, both of them. But to make matters worse with Nick, he also got into it with Eminem a few years back and created this trash diss song where he started pandering to Black women so that we would take up for his butt hurt ass. So let's watch this.
You've been disrespecting our queens for years. Matter of fact, Won't you tell them how you really feel, Marshall? You might win some, but you just lost one. We let you be a guest in this house, but now you cancel.
Y'all, I'm sorry I had to endure that. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. But do y'all remember this trash ass song where out of nowhere Nick just started clapping at Eminem and Eminem was just ignoring his ass? Well, he randomly puts black women into this fight. And the collective majority of black women back then, we were like, what do we have to do with this, Nick? Please leave us alone. Leave us alone. Have one of your wild and out girls that you've impregnated. Have her take up for you. Nick, we have nothing to do with this. Stop pandering because we see who you really uplift and cherish. So have biracial Becky come fight your battles, not us. We ain't got anything to do with that. Have Mariah come fight your battles. That's between you and your ex-wife, child. And it's like, again, Nick Nog, date who you want. Just leave us alone. Just leave us out of it. So black women, please let these dusties live miserably ever after with their preferences. You know, every time they turn biracial Becky and Methany into a baby mama, somewhere a black woman is spared and she's dodged a bullet. I support the swirling arrangements that they have with them. But just leave black women alone, Dusty. Stop trying to kiss ass to get us to support your ass. Black women, please remember this behavior, their real life behavior, and remember who they really uplift and who they really support when it comes to your coins. That's all I'm saying. All right. That's all I got. Until next time. See you guys. Bye.
If y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.